Welcome to my channel, Dr. Munshi Nasser, skilled on how you, my dear learners. In this video, I'm going to share how to write a research article using free AI tools from idea to publication, meaning that I will share the stepwise writing strategy for publication purposes for Q1, Q2 journal. At the same time, I will share how to reduce your AI detection and low plagiarism rate for your research publication in a very good journal. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. My dear learners, this video is very useful for the students, new researchers, at the same time who wants to write a thesis or publication, any type of monograph, manuscript, anything. For instance, if you are in a PhD or MPhil and you'd like to publish your article or you want to draft a research thesis, using this technique, you can do it very easily. So, I'm going to share how I can start stepwise. So, first thing first, my dear learners, here you can see that the best strategy to publish in a good journal is to find the latest call for papers. This is undoubtedly the smart and efficient technique to publish your research article quickly. So, in this case, I can see latest call for papers. So, Dr. Afzal Personal Review, this is the journal name, is inviting submission. So, as you can see, one of the call for paper is managing neurodivergent employees into inclusive workplaces, opening up new perspectives. And this is a special issue. So, there is a higher chance that my manuscript, if it fits the special issue aims and scope, then there is a chance for publication in this particular Q1 journal. So, what I have done, I first try to collect the information that I need. The most important information is about the journal, about the special issue, the aims and objective. Now here it says managing neurodivergent employees into inclusive workplaces, opening up new perspectives. So there are few target issues where you can submit, like list of topic areas. One of the topic area is submission that provide better understanding of how HR professionals, including the managers, recruitment process for neurodivergent like autistic or physically or mentally challenged employees, how they can take the interview and what are the main barriers and facilities to fair work for the neurodivergent workforce. So that is my idea that I already received from this particular special issue target area. There are other two areas here, submission that provides better empirical understanding or maybe submission that provide a better empirical understanding of how organizational culture could. So you can read and depending on the target area, you can choose your convenient area where you can collect your data very easily. Now for this particular research, what I have done, I go and try to get some data, the primary data. Now Q1 journal are very interested to get the primary data, meaning that field level data, whether you are coming from social science, arts and humanities. Remember, my dear learners, field level data is very important because that can give you a story of local area that is not available in AI or any other sources. It is entirely your research, your area where you actually belong. So that is very interesting, and most of the journals are now looking for this type of stories from locally based area. So in this case, you can see that the empirical understanding, meaning that this special issue is focusing empirical research. Now, there are three important things you need to remember. Number one, normal empirical research, for example, mixed method or qualitative study, the conventional way of doing analysis won't accept by the Q1 journal. So you need to give an innovation in your research methodology and designing that innovation accordingly. This is the number one thing. Number two thing is updating the literature review from the journal that you are targeting. For example, in this case, personal review, the journal that I'm targeting for the special issue submission, I will try to get most of the referencing from this particular journal. And finally, I have to check the author guidelines properly in order to submit my article to this particular journal. So these three important things you need to remember. Now, when I would like to go for data collection, one of the important thing for primary data collection is the ethical clearance. This is very important for any type of research, especially for the primary data and human involvement. So that's why I got the ethical approval from the government of People's Republic of Bangladesh. So the Ministry of Social Welfare give me this type of ethical clearance that I can go and collect the data from the technological based industries in Bangladesh. And I would like to see how these technological based industries managers recruiting these neurodivergent employees in their organizations. That is my intention. So you can see that what are the area, and this is the ethical clearance that I am already uploaded. Okay. Now, once I have collect the ethical clearance, I go and collect the data. So in this case, you can assign your research assistant, or you can assign freelancers, those who can collect the data for you, or you can contact the managers, give them Google form to collect the data. So I already have collected this data using the manager's email from their website and sending them email. Sometimes you won't get the response, so you keep pushing, keep calling them, and then get the collection. Sometimes you have to physically visit and get the collected data. It is very important that data-driven research is nowadays mostly attractive and appealing to the Q1, Q2 journal. So these are the data set that I have collected, and you can see that almost 100 employees, especially from different parts of the engineering, especially the tech industries, I collected the data for almost 100 employees. You can see the respondent, 100 responded. I have collected data. Those are physically challenged, especially the neurodivergent employee. I asked them, and the managers how they recruit those things. I collected those information accordingly. Now, once I have collected the data, the next thing is to drafting my manuscript. Okay. So to drafting my manuscript, I use the free AI tools. For instance, here, the first free AI tools, I use the Grok. Now, I attach the data set that I just shared with you. Now, this is very important. The prompt, the important prompt, without giving a proper prompt, the research will not be done by AI. So what I have done that, can you write a 6,000 words manuscript, including references, in-text citations, Harvard style, because Emerald publication uses Harvard style. From the last 20 years, I already defined that I would like to have references, open source references for last 20 years. For the especially journal for personal review, considering these questions, the question that I just shared with you, this is the question that I said that I would like to collect the submission that provides this information. So I just copy the whole thing and paste it to the Grok, and you can see that I already pasted here. Now what I did, also it should also be Q1 journal standard, highlighting more referencing from this journal, which is personal review, follow author guidelines, Emerald, and apply Bayesian and Gaussian descriptive. As I told you that innovative methodology. Now, normally we use the conventional Gaussian methodology. You can use Bayesian and Gaussian, but if you are using from social science or any other department, maybe you can use a structural equation modeling, or you can use qualitative study and quantitative study, mixed method, cutting edge information. Remember, you need to search that what are the new methodology developed in last 10 years and use those methodology to test your hypothesis, to test your title. This is very important. Now here, follow author guidelines, Emerald, and apply Bayesian and Gaussian perspective like correlation, regression to illustrate the research question from the dataset attached. Also in the acknowledgement mention, which is very important, AI for the use of AI for drafting this manuscript. You need to be transparent that yes, I have used the AI, and how much AI I using, this should be mentioned in your acknowledgement. So the content should be show how, and also the content should show low AI detection, meaning original and humanized content. The title should be, now I haven't decided the title yet. So what I have done, I go to the ChatGPT and I attach the data set and I ask the ChatGPT the same thing, that based on this idea and research focus, which I have copied from this particular area. And then I said that which neurodivergent focus HRM practice proved to be more effective. So here I said that which title should be best for this manuscript. So I search it. Let me see what title ChatGPT suggests me. Okay, so let me check it. Okay, so as you can see here that the ChatGPT is sharing the information that is required, managing neurodiversity in the workplace, empirical evidence on inclusive recruitment and HRM practice in Bangladesh, best for general HRM and management journal that value regional empirical insights, focus on HR practice and impact from interview to inclusion, how HR professionals shape neurodivergence employment practices, focus on barriers and facilitation, focus on the policy and organizational support, developing neurodivergence focused HRM practices, the role of social and organizational support structure. So you can see that there are so many titles that can shared with you. You can choose your title based on the suggestion and the best fit for your journal aims and scope, especially the special issue. Since my focus is from Bangladesh, so managing diversity in the workplace, empirical evidence on inclusive recruitment and HRM practices in Bangladesh, that in my opinion is one of my favorite title, because this is what I am planning to do, because my idea is to focusing more in country perspective, country organization. That is the main idea. So that is the idea that I'm trying to find out, and I put this title over here, and then I use here that um, empirical evidence on inclusive recruitment and HRM practices in Bangladesh. Let me share this one. Okay, so now Grok will produce a draft for me so that I can eventually find out the information that is required. Okay, now my dear learners, you can see here that Grok already drafted a nice manuscript for me, and using the data set that I have attached, they have used this data and analytically analyzes all this information, especially the primary data, regression, correlation, discussion, everything. Now, in my opinion, this is a good draft. You can copy this one and paste it to the Word. But nowadays, to write a nice equation, to write a nice table, you need more specific things. Like, for example, use of LaTeX code. That can also very useful to design and drafting your manuscript. So give me LaTeX codes for the manuscript. This is the command, and I search it again. And let me see how Grok can give me the LaTeX code for this particular manuscript. So let me check this one and find it out. Okay. Now Grok gives me these particular LaTeX codes, and you can see that the whole LaTeX codes are given over here. What I did, I just copied the whole thing. The next thing I would like to share with you is to go to Claude. Okay. In the Claude, I just pasted the whole thing. This is the paste option in the Claude. And I would like to write here that update the manuscript Q1 journal standard focusing, you can see this one, focusing. This is the focus that I am talking about, focusing this for personal review special issue submission. Please check references and in-text citations, originality, and share 6,000 words manuscript, and also get references from personal review on this topic. Okay, and share the final updated LaTeX. Now I search it. Let's see how Claude improve what the Grok gave me. As I told you in my last video that I use multiple AI so that it can filter out all those information and get improved information for the journal submission. That will be more effective rather than depending only one. Now, my dear learners, you can see that after Grok, the Claude successfully improved and update what Grok gave me, the draft of the manuscript. So I have successfully updated your manuscript to Q1 journal standard for personal review special issue. The major enhancement, structured abstract, clear address of the special issue, core question, direct alignment, all this information they have updated what I actually requested the information. So that is what the Claude gave me. So what I have done, this is my whole LaTeX code. Remember, this is the interesting thing. No YouTuber will tell you because this is the way you should do because that will give you a nice table, nice equations. You don't have to copy and paste to Word document. So all you have to do, just copy this thing. Okay. Once you copy it, go to the Overleaf. Now, Overleaf is a place where you can use your LaTeX code to convert into a PDF file. So you can write Overleaf and you can see that this Overleaf will come out. So in the Overleaf, it's very easy. Just log in using Gmail and this is also free. So I'm using all the free tools available. So this is also free. All you have to do, just use a new project, a blank project, name it personal review, personal review journal. Okay. So create this LaTeX information in the Overleaf. Remove this whole thing. We don't need these things. And whatever we copied from the Claude, just paste it over here. Okay. Now, before you compile the whole thing, check again whether it is a anonymous, meaning that blind review stage. So you can see that anonymous authors for review only. So remove this information. We don't need this date and this information. So you can see that by bibliography, almost 99 bibliography has been added to this particular manuscript. Now, once it is done, you can just press compile. Okay. So this will compile the whole manuscript into a PDF file. So you can see that the navigating neurodiversity in Bangladesh technology sector, empirical analysis for inclusive recruitment, work barriers and HRM effectiveness. This is the abstract introduction. You can see that literature review using the in-text referencing, Harvard style, okay, methodology. And the most important thing is the equations and the table looks very nice using the LaTeX format, very nice tables, okay. Discussion barriers, everything is nicely done. And theoretical implication, methodological conclusion. Okay, you can see that conclusion and everything, acknowledgement that I just use this and references. Okay, so all done. So all you have to do, just download this one to your um, document. Right? This is done. And the last thing that you need to check is whether this is AI detection and the plagiarism rate. Now, you can always check the data set. What data set? Since I have the primary data, you can use secondary data. So data set is a nice place to collect your data. For example, if I say neurodivergent, neurodivergent data, for example. So many available data sets are available. So you can get your free data from the Google data set very easily, or you can collect it from the primary data survey. Okay. So now one last thing is to go to the Eye on the Ticket software. If you don't have the subscription, then you can use the Quill board for your paraphraser checking. So AI detection, you can see the AI detection. So here you can check, upload the file. Okay, upload this file and check how much percentage of detecting AI. So I already go to this iAuthenticate. I have this subscription, so you can go to the iAuthenticate, upload the personal review and submit. And let me see what are the percentage can given us for this. Right, report gives us 11% similarity and 94% AI writing. So this is a concern for us, right? So how we can reduce this 94% AI detection from our manuscript. So one of the other important tools, which is free also, and recently the Google Gemini gives us a proper uh, students discount for 1 year. You can get it for free if you have institutional email address. You can use Google Gemini Pro for free using your institutional email address, meaning that your institutional email, you can use it and you can get the Google Gemini for free. Okay. So we can write down that um, we want to reduce the AI detection rate up to 30% from these manuscript and share the ticket LaTeX codes for this. Okay. So I can copy this one, and the same thing that I have done here, what you can do here, that the same thing you can do for using the same the Claude as well and the Grok as well, right? So same thing you can do. So go to the Grok again and you can write down the same thing, okay? And write it here and then just paste it here. And let me see what Grok and Gemini gives us. Go to the Overleaf, clear the whole information and then paste the whole code again. Okay, paste the whole code again and remove this author information, because as I told you that we don't need this author information. We just need the title and the information. So compile the whole thing again, updated information from the Google Gemini. Okay, so Google Gemini gives us this updated information. So let me now again download the whole thing again for us. Okay, again for us, and open it for us. Okay, then what we can do is write down personal review update. Okay, so this is the manuscript that I'm looking for. So this is the manuscript. Close all tabs. Go to our AI detection again from my replicator software, which is very important from your execution very easily, or you can always purchase if you want, and you can use the Quillbot or Grammarly AI detection if you want as well. No problem. That can be reduced by several times, reducing asking the Grok or the Claude for revising whole things. As you can see here, that the main strategy applied: varied sentence structure, natural transitions, construction, information, academic tone. So Claude has reduces as many percentage of AI as possible. So we can do the several times of these reductions so that it can go reach up to 30% to 40%. And that is the acceptable rate of any journal. Okay. So at this moment, we can say 88%. So we can reduce it again to 50% to 30% by using the Grok. And once we have done it, what we can do that next, we go to the personal review journal and create a account in the personal review journal account. It's very simple, very easy. There is nothing much to do. Just fill up your information and your ORCID ID. The account will create automatically. Once you have done it, you can go to the begin submission. Okay. And you can see that the review article, research article, editorial, take the research article, and then it says title. So you go and select the title the from the from your Overleaf. Here you can copy the title and then you can just paste it in this title particular form. And then you see that review located abstract. If you want review located abstract, you can write down, like for example, copy the whole thing and then paste it there. But at this step, the information that is given here: study application, conclusion, acknowledgement. You can also say the manuscript uses AI tools such as Grok, Claude, and ChatGPT for drafting and improving this study. Then we have references. Okay, so this issue now from drop-down menu, the regular issue, reintegrating human resource management industry relationship, responding to grant challenge and disruption, close this submission, managing neurodivergence employee to inclusive. This is the one that I'm talking about, opening up new perspective, managing neurodivergent employees to the inclusive personnel. This is the one that I'm talking about. So click this one, then continue. Once you continue it, it will say almost done. You have done it, the whole things. Okay, you can see that this is the ethical clearance number and everything is given over here. And then you view the HTML file. Okay, is ready. You double check the manuscript again. Okay, submit the final output and submit to the journal. Just click the submit button and press yes. The journal submission is done. So submission confirmation, the personal review. This is your paper. Go to the author dashboard. You are good to go for waiting reviewer selection. So once it is done, there will be an information coming over here in your personal email account that the personal review, dear Dr. Afzal, the manuscript entitled this one, navigating neurodiversity in Bangladesh technology sector in empirical analysis of inclusive recruitment, workplace barriers, nature and effectiveness. has been successfully submitted. So in this particular video, I try to share how to write a research article with the modern AI tools. With the help of different AI tools, we reduce the AI detection plagiarism rate using and checking with the plagiarism software. You can use this one, Authenticate or Quillbot or free other softwares in the online to check whether your AI detection rate is close to 50% and AI plagiarism rate is close to 9 to 10%. Once it is done and requirement is fulfilled, now you select a journal, submit it, follow the steps that I have shared and submit to the journal. Once it's submit, let me see what journal says. I will share in one of the other video when the journal gives me the review comments. Once the review comments comes, I will share with you and you will find that how we can draft a manuscript, submit it and finally publish it to a good Q1 journal. I hope this video is useful, although the video is long, but I think it is very useful to you. I will see you in the next tutorial. Until next time, bye bye, my dear learners.